past since we've last seen these characters? We know Mike's been away for a bit. What can you kind of say about where they will pick up when the season starts?
Well, I am at a happier place in my life. Last season, in theory, I was in a happier place, but the truth is that the thematically last season seemed to be a lot about masks. And I think that it was a mask that Ryan was wearing, a mask of content, and really he was just as obsessed with Joe as he always was. But I think this year he truly has found a different kind of spot. He's trying to stay true to that promise that he made to Joe at the end of last season, which was, I am done with you, emotionally, physically, whatever, you're out of my life. And that's going to be an interesting thing to play against.
And I think for Mike, there's definitely that rage and revenge bubbling underneath. He got Lily and Luke's gone, but Mark Ray is still out there, and I feel like with the relationship with Max that is sort of blooming, there's this sense of maybe light in his life, but I think the real struggle for Mike this year will be balancing that and probably going back and forth between everything that's going on under the surface and also, the potential to maybe have something better. So I think we'll play with that quite a bit.
So his thirst for revenge hasn't been quenched?
No, there's still somebody out there. There's still a twin running around. So, I think that Mike will probably, even if he's trying to move on from it, I don't think that he's over this yet. And I'm sure that next season will be, working his way through that. And also, I think that Mark has lost some of his family too. So I have a feeling that there will be a grudge match coming for these two guys. How and when, I have no idea, but I think it's still out there.
What do you think they both have learned going up against Joe Carroll and tracking him for so long?
Both of us got very single-minded. I think that Mike was a little bit more sort of idealistic when we first met. He was still playing for the FBI team and knew the difference between right and wrong, and then he got pretty caught up pretty quickly into my, no holds barred, beat the shit out of, kill anybody who's in your path sort of thing to get to Joe Carroll. And a lot of what happened for me in last season was to come to the realization when I actually do have the gun up against his head and I had the opportunity to finally kill him and make the decision not to, just to come to the realization that that's not going to be a path to happiness for me, or whatever happiness is. I don't know that Mike's character is there yet, but that's one of the things that's been interesting in the show is this, kind of trading off of this my baggage, with a younger man.
Can you talk about how Ryan and Mark end up working back together again, and how their working relationship is a year later?
I don't know, to be honest.
Oh, it's good. It's good. We will be working together.
He knows. I don't know.
Yeah, we will be working together.
Is it going to be about the New York, what's happening in New York?
Yes, it's going to be much more, at least initially, more kind of New York centric. We've been in New York for 3 years, and we've used New York to a certain extent, but I think that we're going to try to go a little farther this year. Really make the city a character, and certainly in the pilot there's going to be, an incident that will kind of create a paranoia within the city, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting and scary.
What do you think it takes to actually do this job for your characters? What is that secret ingredient they all have to have?
It was kind of interesting when I did some kind of research and went into the FBI. That was one thing that I asked. Where do you get this training or this drive to sort of come into this job? And a lot of them come from families of law enforcement. And I don't know. I'm not sure that I have the drive or the duty to put myself in danger like that. And more importantly, to sort of experience that sort of violence, like whether it's against me, but just witnessing that kind of stuff would be very difficult for me. So yeah, I think it's I mean, there's some very talented and amazing people that do it, and thank goodness. But I'm not sure exactly what it takes. But it seems from the things that I talk to people about that it's sort of bred in you. It's kind of what you know, and sometimes it's a family thing.
Guys, I have to wrap them.
Okay, thank you.